Hi everyone, today we're going to have a wee recap on how we can use sohcahtoa to find a missing length in a right angle triangle. Now, in our first example here, we need to find the length x. So after doing our sketch, we're going to label the sides of the triangle. Across from the right angle is always going to be the longest side, which is the hypotenuse. If I'm working with the angle 41 down here, then the side opposite that is going to be the x. And the remaining side is our adjacent side. Adjacent beside the 41. So, once we've labelled our sides, we write out sohcahtoa. And we do this for each question. And we're going to use this to help us choose whether to use the sine, cos or tan ratio. Now, let's have a look at our triangle. The hypotenuse. Do we know the length of the hypotenuse? Well, we can see here, the hypotenuse is 8, which means the hypotenuse is useful, so I can use it, so I'll take h. The opposite. Do we know the length of the opposite? Well, no we don't, it's x. But are we trying to find that length? Yes, so we're working with it. So because we need to work with the opposite, we will take O. The adjacent. Do we know the length of the adjacent? No. Are we trying to find that length? No. So the adjacent is no good to me here. So I'll score out above the A. And by doing this, we realise that we must select sine, because this is the one that has both the sides in the ratio, okay? Here we can see sine is opposite over hypotenuse. O up high, h down low, opposite over hypotenuse. Once we've established that, we write down sine, capital A for angle, equals opposite over hypotenuse. After choosing the correct ratio or formula if you like, we now want to substitute in the correct values for this triangle. So we're going to copy out this line again below, sine, but I'm not going to write capital A for angle, equals, and I'll write my fraction, but I've left the top and bottom blank. Now, what is the angle here? In this question, this capital A for angle, the angle is 41. So in here, instead of writing A again, we're going to write 41 or 41 degrees. Now, what about the top of my fraction, the opposite, the value I need to write here? Well, let's go and see our labels. We labelled the opposite x. So that's the value that goes here. What about the bottom of our fraction, the hypotenuse? Well, over here we labelled the hypotenuse 8. So that's what's going to go in the bottom of my fraction here. So the sine of 41 is equal to x over 8. Now we're trying to find the value of x. In this equation, because we've got an equals, on the right hand side here, x has been divided by 8. So if I want to find the value of x, I want to do that by multiplying by 8. So I have to times the left hand side by 8 as well. So on the left hand side, we get 8 times the sine of 41. And that will give us the value of x. We then put that on our calculator and making sure we're in degree mode and hopefully find that x is 5.2484. Now, our calculator will give us lots of values here, keeping going on. But what we'd like to do is round that. And here we'll choose to round to 1 decimal place. So 5.2, because the 4 after the 2 is less than 5, we'll not round up. So we'll leave it as 5.2 to 1 decimal place. And my units were in centimetres, so the length of x is 5.2 centimetres. Let's zoom out and have a wee overall look at our work. Now let's go and apply the same process to some different examples. Okay, so here's our question 2. This information is given, and I've just taken a wee head start here by writing sohcahtoa again. So let's label our sides. If our right angle is here, the longest side, the hypotenuse, is across from that, so we've labelled the hypotenuse. If we're working with the 52 up here this time, the opposite will be down here, opposite the 52. And the remaining side is the adjacent, ADJ for adjacent, and that's the Y. Let's go and tick the sides that we're working with. Let's check the hypotenuse first. Do I know the value of the hypotenuse? Yes, it's 10. So I can tick H. I know the hypotenuse is 10 here. Do I know the value of the opposite side? Well, here, I'm not given a length for it. Okay, but am I being asked to find it? No, I'm being asked to find the adjacent. So I won't be working with the hypotenuse at all. No, sorry, not the hypotenuse. I won't be working with the opposite at all. So let's score out O. Now look at the adjacent. Do I know the length? No. But do I want to find it? Yes. So I need to work with this side, the adjacent. So let's tick A. And now we can see, because the cosine ratio, or K here, has got both the sides, the adjacent and the hypotenuse ticked, I need to work with the cosine ratio. So cosine of capital A for angle, and the A being up high here shows me that it goes on top of my fraction, and H is the bottom. So we've got our formula, or our ratio. Now, we go in the line below and we copy this out again, but I'm going to leave blank the values that I have to substitute in. Cos of A for angle, well, what is the angle in this question? It's 52. So, sorry, we substitute in our 52. On this side now, the adjacent on top, we label the adjacent here was Y. So we've got our value of Y on top. What about the hypotenuse on the bottom? In this question, the hypotenuse was 10. So we've now substituted in all our values. We want to find what Y is. It's been divided by 10, so we times by 10. And now we've got Y on the right, so we times by 10 on the left. 10 times cos 52 equals Y. And we can simply type that into our calculator and hopefully find that Y is equal to 6.2. Our calculator tells us 6.1566 and so on. We're going to round that to one decimal place, so 6.2 to one decimal place. And that is the length of Y in centimeters. So we followed the same process as the last example, and our steps were super similar, but by being careful how we labelled our triangle, we managed to identify that it was cosine because we were working with the adjacent and the hypotenuse. Let's go and look at a third example. So here's example 3. After copying out our sketch, in fact, now might be a good time, if you haven't already, to pause the video, sketch out the triangle given here, and try it yourself. And then on pause and compare how we got on. So I'm going to jump in now. Sohcahtoa. The right angle is here. If I draw an arrow, I can find the hypotenuse, the longest side. The angle I'm working with is up here, so opposite that is the opposite side, and the remaining side is of course the adjacent. Now, do I know the hypotenuse? No. Am I trying to find the hypotenuse? No. Okay. Do I know the opposite side? No. Am I trying to find it? Yes, so I need to work with the opposite side. That's my K here I'm trying to find. And the adjacent, do I know it? Yeah, the adjacent 7, so that's useful. And by going through this process, we have identified that I need to work with tan, because tan uses the opposite and the adjacent. The tan of capital A for angle is equal to opposite over adjacent. Again, just to clarify, look, this reminds us that O being up high reminds it that it's the top of our fraction. In our next line, we copy this out and try to substitute in the correct values. So what is the angle in this question? The angle is 48. So down here, we're going to have the tan of 48 degrees. Our fraction on the other side, our top of our fraction is the opposite. Over here, the opposite is k. So the top of our fraction here is k. What about the bottom of our fraction? It's the adjacent. So in this question, that's 7. So the bottom of our fraction, we substitute in our 7. Now, I'm trying to find k. How do I get k by itself? Well, it's been divided by 7. So on the right-hand side of the equals, if I times by 7, that will give me k. So on the left-hand side, I also times by 7. So 7 times tan 48 degrees will give me k. Make sure our calculator is in degrees mode and type in 7 times tan 48, and hopefully we get 7.7742 and so on. Let's round that to one decimal place. K equals 7.8 to one decimal place, and that's centimeters. Okay guys, so we've used sohcahtoa to help us find a missing length in a right angle triangle. We can also use sohcahtoa to help us find a missing angle and to help us find a missing length when that length happens to be the bottom of a fraction. It's worth noting that here we've just focused on one type of example where that length is the top of our fraction. We can look at when it's the bottom of a fraction and how our working differs slightly in a separate video. Hope this was helpful. Enjoy your study and see you next time.